Right lads, the most southerly bar in Ireland, I'm talking. You get into the water, you start swimming, next stop, Spain. Listen lads, this was a 5-hour drive and I had to stay overnight. Doesn't come cheap. Thankfully, we've got sponsors like Surfshark to cover the costs of these videos. So shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. What do you mean you don't know about Surfshark? Surfshark is a virtual private network, or a VPN for short. Bear with me, it'll make more sense in a second. Basically, you know, sometimes you go on YouTube, you try to watch something on Netflix and it says it's not available in your country. That's where Surfshark surfs on in and sorts you out. Something that really grinds my gears is when you Google a movie and it says it's on Netflix, but it turns out it's the American Netflix, so you can't watch it. Hard luck, son. Keep walking. Actually, no. Turn around, pull up Surfshark, you change your location to anywhere in the US, and there you go. Work away. Some of you mightn't even known it was different. I didn't know up until recently that the US Netflix was different to the British and Irish one. Also, there's a lot of hacking and dodgy dealings going on the World Wide Web these days. Thanks to Surfshark, when you search anything, it's safe. Your passwords, email addresses, phone numbers won't get into the hands of any shady characters. Just use my code Guinness. You can get 3 months for free. But anyway, thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. How are you lads? Welcome to Mizzen Head in County Cork, the most southerly part of the beautiful country of Ireland. A few minutes down the road is O'Sullivan's Bar. We're gonna go there to have a creamy pint in the most southerly pub in all of Ireland. And also, a little birdie told me they're not too keen on Guinness out here in West Cork. So it could be a pint of Murphy's on the cards, but I don't mind that either. How are you lads? Welcome to O'Sullivan's Bar here in Crookhaven. But the outside doesn't look like I'm gonna have too much luck getting a pint of Guinness in here. We'll try our best. If not, I'll happily have a creamy pint of Murphy's. I've said before when I was in Cork City, whenever I get the chance to go to West Cork, I can't wait to have a pint of Murphy's out there. And let's see what it's like inside. What would you recommend?
Well, I recommend the English or Murphy's, but I'm assuming you want to get this.
I'm torn, I don't know what to get.
Get both.
I hear Rubik and Terry.
Right lads, I'm trying to get in here. I'm told this table is a bit on the wobbly side. Oh bollocks, wobbled like fuck. Right lads, straight into the taste test. Murphy's and Guinness, I didn't know which to get. Let's go Guinness first. If Guinness is settled. Sláinte lads. Good domage. Just looks like an unbelievable pint considering I didn't even think I'd get a Guinness here. Sláinte. Oh, that's unbelievable. I don't know if it's just because I drove guts of 5 hours, but that is unbelievable. On to the Murphy's. My God, that is smooth. That's the first time I've ever, now don't get me wrong, it's a great pint of Guinness. And I don't know, it's probably the placebo effect, the fact that the people build up the pints in West Cork so much. But that is, it's the first time I've ever compared those and actually been kind of torn in between. The Murphy's is that bit smoother, it's so creamy. Even though the head wasn't huge, dome was a bit better on the Guinness. But I do still feel like Guinness is really plain, pint of plain. Murphy's is a little bit more flavour, and then Beamish is really strong flavour, and they're just a bit too strong for me. But honestly, my opinion on Murphy's has changed so much in the last like 2 or 3 months. That is beautiful. Which do I go with? I'll tell you what, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Guinness disappeared off the face of the earth tomorrow, I'd be fine, because Murphy's is actually lovely. I'm surprised you can't get it in more pubs around Ireland. Obviously you can get it in Cork and a lot in the south, but a lot of pubs in Dublin wouldn't have Murphy's, more of them would have Beamish. It's mad, the Guinness actually tastes too bland now after that pint of Murphy's, which is crazy. It's strange, you drink the Murphy's and you just feel like you're missing something. And it's just that extra bit of aroma, flavour, extra bit going on with the Murphy's. So I gave the pint in Malin Head an 8.3. That was an absolutely cracking pint. This is a great point, but it's just not quite as creamy as Farron's Bar in Malin Head. So that's what I'm comparing it to. I would still easily give it an 8 flat out of 10. It's a lovely pint of Guinness. But this, I mean, this would be like a, if there's a Murphy scale, it would be like an 8.8. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, sir, if you want to take a seat there.
What do I do now? Say my prayers.
Say your prayers. So, Billy, you are the
Owner of the pub.
You're the owner of the pub.
Until my son took over.
Yeah.
I was born upstairs in 1937.
Wow.
My father and mother are there in the big tall photograph there.
Goodness.
He came back from America in the Depression in America went over there, 29 or something was it? Came back after about, I think 6 years he was there, and then the collapse of America came and there were no jobs or anything, so he came, like thousands like him came home. And then he bought this place here.
Was it a pub
It
already?
was a pub always. It's been a pub for 200 years.
Wow.
Or more. Was it called Ann Burns?
Ann Burns.
But I don't know where the connection there now, but
And are you O'Sullivan?
I'm O'Sullivan, yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
So you were born upstairs.
Yes.
And then is it the classic? You were put straight to work at a young age.
Yeah,
or-
at
or
14.
how-
At 14, when I finished school. Then he was a fisherman before. We're all fishermen.
Yeah.
Back then you were, because there were no tourists. I mean,
Yeah, fair enough.
50 years ago, if you saw that fucking lot of tourists, you'd think, where the hell?
Yeah.
There weren't any.
'Cause it
No,
wasn't
we
as
didn't have
easy to get
electricity
down
or
here.
water or
Yeah.
anything. Not even a good road coming in, you know?
No. I want to ask you. First of all, I wasn't sure if I'd even. So I do a YouTube. I make videos and I basically go around Ireland and beyond, and I drink sample the Guinness. But
Yeah.
I've no problem having a Murphy's or Beamish here and there.
Because I was asking Mark when I came in, is this fella from Guinness's now? Do I have to order?
No, nothing. Absolutely no ties. So you say whatever you want. Because I was saying, you know, it's one of the first times I've had them side by side, and
And
I
would you know the difference even?
I would. I'm maybe when I started out I wouldn't have, but I would definitely know the difference now. And to be honest, if I had to go for another pint now, I'd go with the Murphy's.
Because of
The
same colour, the same froth, the same.
it's a bit stronger flavour. It's actually, when you go back to the Guinness, you're actually kind of
Yeah.
missing the flavour. And everyone, I've been in Cork City a few times, and they're all mad for the Beamish, but they all say you go out to West Cork now and you get a fine pint of Murphy's. And
Really?
that's what I've got
Really?
here.
Well done, well done, well done.
And you're on, is that Murphy's?
I'm on Murphy's Red, that's the
Murphy's
colour.
Red.
Yeah. C'était bien le manger?
Oui.
Oui, oui, parfait.
Comment ça se fait que vous parliez français comme ça?
See you
Je
later.
ne sais pas, j'ai fait la pratique quelque. Mais dans le coin là-bas, les deux Bretons, tout, des petits bonjours les deux là-bas. C'est Gilbert. Sorry, go on.
Showing off now.
No.
What's the connection there? Is that just from the people coming over? Or have you always
Absolutely.
had
Well, I worked for a French company for 10 years.
Did you?
Yeah. Here over in the ponds, it's a ruin now.
Yeah.
They used to buy lobsters and crayfish and salmon and all that, you know?
Yeah.
And I loved the language. And then in the winter, way back in the day, we'd have a lot of French trawlers would come in. They were smaller then.
Right, yeah.
And bad weather, they'd come in. And I kept on practicing, you know, and now
Yeah.
it's fantastic. I love it. It's great, you know?
Hang on. And Billy,
Anyway, I'm not great at it, no, I'm not as good as I
you
sound.
sounded good. Yeah,
okay.
not as good as you sound, yeah. Cheers, yeah. I'll cheers the Murphys. Lastly, just what would you say? You've been here for your whole life.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular
86 years.
a favourite thing about the area, about the pub?
I mean, where is nicer today and what a fine day? Sitting out there having your lunch. Mind you, that if you come here on a bad day, it's not the same either, you know?
It's brutal, yeah.
But I think they're a gorgeous place. I wouldn't swap it at all for anything.
That's absolutely brilliant. I love the passion. Billy, thank you very much
Not
for
a
talking
bother,
to
not
me.
a bother, not a bother.